way back in there, like you said, the Beaver Ponds.
We used to listen to them banging, popping down there, burying their eggs all day long.
Well, that was good old days, because I can remember up in Hansville when you could almost walk on the salmon, they were so thick.
That's right.
Now you're lucky to get one.
That'd be a good project for the Boy Scouts, get that Indian dam taken out there.
That should be taken out.
I'll tell you another thing they do. I patrol Gamble Bay with my airplane all the time. And the Indians have a gill net across the mouth of every creek in Gamble Bay. There's 4 of them, I think. And they have 6 gill nets at the mouth where the mill was. And one of those gill nets, I don't think it's illegal, but one of them you could only see from an airplane. It was buried underneath the rest of it.
Sinker.
Yeah.
Well, talking about
You can't do much.
the gill nets, down where Jim's nephew lived, down almost the end of the bay, they put the gill nets out there, and then the tide would go out, and they would all be flopping
Yes.
and dying.
Wasn't that horrible?
We were down there one night with Jim's nephew. I took home 27 fish.
Yeah, like helping yourself to them, right? Yeah, I know.
Helping myself to the Indian salmon.
Well, you know, it's hard to talk anything about it really because, you know, that's the way it's been.
Well, sure.
They're not gonna change it and, you know, they still maintain it. And in some ways, I think it's all right.
Well, in 1938, they declared all Indians American citizens.
Oh, yeah.
So if they're American citizens and I'm an American citizen, why don't I get gratuities from the government?
Yeah, well, that's the big
All
question.
they do is
isn't it?
take my money.
They couldn't, I remember when they couldn't buy any liquor until about 1940 or 41. They couldn't buy nothing out of the stores.
Oh, hard liquor, or any, I guess, was that
The
right?
old lady owns it, had the, up there, country corner, she had that old place, boy, she made over big bucks bootlegging on the back door.
Now, he was telling about
Oh, yeah, can't think of his name now.
Pop Fuller.
Pot fuller.
Hop Fuller, our bootlegger.
Well, there was another one too.
But
The one thing about him, he
Bud Clark.
never sold the rock cut to us kids.
I bought
He
my own
just
jugs
sold
from
real
Bud
good
Clark.
whiskey.
To you kids?
He got his.
Well, I used to make my
made it out
dad's
of
gin when I was 8 years
Mexico,
old.
from Mexico.
Huh.
We used to make that home brew.
So it sounds like for recreation, you used to go drinking.
So what is
We took
changed?
him to dance every Saturday night, she used to have at the old pool.
The one coming in.
Oh, the chicken coop?
And then there
That's
was
Mill
a
Creek. It comes
submarine
in,
base.
comes
in
across the
house.
highway right there.
Yeah, they had.
There used to be a shingle mill right there where that,
Yeah.
that was a pretty good sized creek.
So you're a pretty good dancer, huh?
Not anymore.
And then we used to call that Monter's Creek.
Kingston Grange
Now,
used to be
instead
the dance hall.
Jim's right on that, I thought it was.
Yeah, upstairs,
The other
upstairs.
guy's name that had to play, but it was Monter's Creek.
And what was
Not
downstairs?
Carpenter
Well,
Creek,
they had
Lake
the
was
restaurant, or
Carpenter Lake,
the
but it
food
is.
downstairs.
Oh, okay.
And then they had a meeting room.
Then we'd call that creek down there coming across the highway all there, that was Pop Fuller's Creek,
Yeah.
because he was the headwater there.
Where was the creek?
Past the lumber yard, back up in there, that's where it started on his property up there.
Yeah, that's one of the ones that we turned in the name that it was Pop Fuller's land
Yeah.
Did you get that one?
on the map. I don't think we did that one. I'll have to get another map.
Then out South Kingston, where the one that came up to our property, by our property, we always called that Alexander Joe's Creek. Joe Alexander was the Indian man that lived down there on the head.
Underneath the old bridge.
Yeah, coming over the old bridge. That was
Joe's Creek.
Joe's Creek, we used to call it, but that's just, you know, somebody else might have called it something else too.
Well, I know that it was.
And then the little one down there came in by, where Newell's had their shingle mill there. That was just Newell's Creek, we used to call it.
Well, I know.
And the
that-
other two that come out of the head of the slough, they didn't really have any names, we just fished the cut through them.
I know when they opened up Jefferson Beach Estates, when they plotted all of that, we found, because of where we live, they made a huge drainage ditch all the way down to the slough here. And it's all, we can find it on the end of all of our property, because we have,
Well, there used to
we
be,
have to here.
I don't know, don't show it on there, but there was that pond, that we used to have, call it a lake down there. We used to, down here in Jefferson area, there was quite a pond when I was a kid. And we used to duck hunt off of that thing. I don't know if it drained it out or what,
I think a lot of it's filled in.
filled in, but we used to hunt ducks in there.
There's a
Oh.
lot of ponds down there now, the beavers
Yeah.
have moved in.
Yeah.
Thick down through
Oh,
there.
is that right?
But our day, we never had any beaver. There was no beaver here at all. I don't know, they come in here later years.
What kind of game was here?
Well, there was very few deer. You hardly ever saw a deer until after they started logging the second road timber around, and the deers moved in. There was
I often wondered.
no
did
coyotes,
they have
no
a map
hogs.
of the
no cougars.
cemetery?
There was very few deer. There was a few deer, but.
Yes,
very
he
few.
does.
Oh,
Yes, there is.
Because in the, there was very few deer in the old growth timber. There was nothing, very few.
I think maybe.
Any other kind of unique animals in the area?
Oh, we had bobcats,
No,
link cat,
Now,
a lot of the big
because
owls.
we ask you all of these
My
questions.
brother,
we
my
like
granddad's
you
place
to
there, the owls used to sit in
sign
a couple of big old
here
growth trees, and they
that
had a
you
lot
give
of
us
rabbits. They
permission
used to
to
let
use
turn
the
loose, you know,
information
and nail them
that
rabbits, and then the lynx and the
you
bobcats
gave
would
us.
come around that.
Do you want me to
My
sign
brother
down?
shot a
Yeah.
big lynx cat, and the bobcats are quite.
Yeah.
But see, I can do it
There was
just as
a
good.
few bears,
I do.
Raccoons.
Lots of raccoons, huh?
lots
Very
of
good.
coons, terrible menace.
Yeah.
They try to get into your chickens back then?
Oh, they nailed our chickens.
Well, we had one in our kitchen one day,
What was that? What did you have in your kitchen?
raccoons.
Oh.
Raccoons and skunks and, they raised heck with the chickens, and then if you had ducks or geese or something like that.
Well, after we trapped 13 raccoons off of our property because our neighbor up the street fed them in her kitchen,
Oh, yeah, that's the worst thing you can.
we
do.
saw we had a red fox come by
Oh, yeah.
after all the raccoons were gone.
Yeah, the fox, we got a few fox in, they had a fox farm area over in Bainbridge, and then they always said when they built the Agate Pass Bridge, then the fox come over here. We never had any, we never had any fox here
That's all I
in
have.
my younger days.
They got quite a few down there in that Jefferson Point.
Oh, yeah.
They do now?
Yeah.
Oh,
We had quite a
interesting.
few
I've
out there in
never seen
Hansville. You can hardly almost drive out to our place to, out there along that
Hood
Good
Canal Drive.
Canal Drive without seeing a fox in
that. Is that where you live? Oh, I live in Hansville.
Yeah, we live out at Driftwood
Oh, I live
Keys.
on Twin Spits Road.
You do?
Yeah, and just past where Hood Canal Drive intersects with Twin Spits,
Yeah.
3 driveways down on the sound side.
Oh, for Christ's sakes.
One walk there.
We're neighbors almost.
Yeah, really.
Oh,
But I never see a fox out there.
Yeah, we see them there by where the old, we call the Dipsy Doodle.
Yeah.
They come down there every once in a while.
Oh, I'd love
That's a good
to
name
see.
for
But I haven't seen any now. Well, I did see one here, not too long, but there for a while we'd see them all the time.
How neat.
I think they get kind of distemper or something like that.
they could be.
Yeah, they do.
I get them
They're
all.
red, they're really
The
pretty.
county's got a padlock on my gate and they bring me in roadkill and it all comes from the Hansville
Yeah, a
Road.
lot of it.
Oh.